We're starting with meta view. After meta view. Good morning, everyone, and Shabbat Shalom. It's really nice to see you all on Zoom, and we're leading the service this morning, and we're leading Shabbat morning service 4, which is on page 122. So I hope that you all feel free to join in at home where you are. Eternal God, we come before you surrounded by members of our community. With them, we share our happiness, and it becomes greater, our troubles, and they become smaller. May we never be too mean to give, nor too proud to receive, for in giving and receiving we discover you, and begin to understand the meaning of life. Let us not separate ourselves from the true strength of our community, the experience and wisdom of old people, the hopes of the young, and the examples of care and courage which sustain us. Give us an open mind and a generous heart to welcome those who need us and to admit your presence into our daily life. And now we're going to sing Ashreinu on page 124. Ashreinu, Ashreinu, ma tov, ma tov, ma tov chalkeinu. Ashreinu, Ashreinu, ma tov, ma tov, ma tov chalkeinu. Manayim, manayim, manayim goraleinu. Manayim, manayim, manayim goraleinu. Manayim, manayim, manayim goraleinu. Manayim, manayim, manayim goraleinu. Mayafa, 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 Yerushalayim, Ashreinu. Mayafa, 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 Yerushalayim, Ashreinu. Baruch Shama v'haya haolam Baruch Hu. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Hameolal B'fi Amo Meshubach Umfoar Bilshon Chasidav V'avadav Bishvachot Uvizmirot Nagadelecha V'namlichecha Malkeinu Yachid Chei Haolamim Baruch Ata Adonai Melech Meolal B'tishbachot. Nishmat Kol Chai. Nishmat Kol Chai, Tevarech et Shimcha, Adonai Eloheinu, Veruach Kol Bashar, Tevarech V'Amen. And now we turn to page 128 for Yishtabach. Yishtabach Shimcha Le'ad Malkeinu Ha'el HaMelech HaGadol VaHaKadosh B'Shamayim UVa'aretz כי לך נאה אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו, שיר ושבחה, הלל וזמרה, ברכות והודאות, מעתה ועד עולם. ברוך אתה אדוני, הבוחר בשירי זמרה. And now we continue with the Shema with the Baruch Hu on page 135. We praise you, Eternal One, our God, Sovereign of the universe, Maker of light and Creator of darkness, Author of peace and Creator of all things. In your mercy you give light to the earth and all who live on it, and in your goodness you renew creation continually, day by day. How manifold are your works, O God! With wisdom have you made them all. The world is full of your creations. Your handiwork proclaims your praise. The radiant stars bear witness to your glory. We praise you, O God, Creator of light. Great is your love for us, eternal God, and abundant your compassion. Our ancestors trusted in you, and you taught them the laws of life. So be gracious to us and teach us. Incline our hearts to hear your words, to know and understand, to learn and teach, and with love to uphold the truths of your Torah. Enlighten us with your teaching, make us faithful to your commandments, and wholehearted in the love and awe of your name. For in love you summon us to serve you and proclaim your unity. We praise you, O God. In love you have called your people Israel to serve you. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך בדיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. Good and beautiful and true, sound, established and enduring are these words, now and forever. True it is, Eternal One, that you are our sovereign God and Redeemer, as you were the God and Redeemer of our ancestors. You are our Maker, the rock of our salvation. We have known you always as our helper and our liberator. There is no God but you. Truly, you are first and you are last. We have no Redeemer but you. You redeemed us from Egypt and freed us from the house of bondage. Then, with great joy, Moses, Miriam, and all Israel sang to you this song. Mi redeemed sang to your name at the shore of the sea. With one accord they gave thanks and proclaimed your sovereignty. And I'm going to hand over to my mum, Alex, for the Amidah.
ברוך אתה אדוני, אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואמותינו, אלוהי אברהם, אלוהי יצחק ואלוהי יעקב, אלוהי שרה, אלוהי רבקה, אלוהי רחל ואלוהי לאה, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים וקונה הכל וזוכר חסדי אבות ואמהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיה מתים אתה רב להושיע. משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מזריח השמש ומוריד הטל. מחלל חיים בחסד, מחיה מתים ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים ומתיר אסורים ומקיים אמונתו לשנה עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומשביע ישועה. ונאמן אתה להחיות מתים. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיה המתים. נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב על יד נביאך. קדוש, 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 אדוני צבאות, מלך כל הארץ כבודו. כבודו מלא עולם. כבוד אדוני ממקומך מלכנו תופיע ותמלוך עלינו, ממחכים אנחנו לך. ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהי ציון, לדור עד דור, הללויה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת. חודש השביעי שבת, כולם ישמחו ויתגעו מטובת השבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת. והשביעי רצית בו וקידשת שבת, חמדת ימים אותו קראת השבת. ישמחו במלאכותיך, שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת. ישמחו במלאכותיך, שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת. למעשה וראשית שבת, זכר למעשה וראשית שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת. אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו, רצה במנוחתנו, קדשנו במצוותיך ותן חלקנו בתורתך. סבנו מטובך ושמחנו בשועתך, ותאר ליבנו לעבדך באמת. והנחילנו, אדוני אלוהינו, באהבה וברצון שבת קודשך, וינוחו בישראל מקדשי שמך. ברוך אתה אדוני, מקדשי השבת. רצה אדוני אלוהינו בעמך ישראל, ותפילתם באהבה תקבל, ותהי לרצון תמיד עבודה מישראל עמך. ברוך אתה אדוני, שהותך לבדך ביראה נעבוד. מודים אנחנו לך, שאתה הוא אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו לעולם ועד. צור חיינו, מגן ישנו, אתה הוא לדור ודור. נודה לך ונספר תהילתך, על חיינו המסורים בידיך, ועל נשמותינו הפיקודות לך, ועל ניסיך שבכל יום עמנו, ועל נפלותיך וטובותיך שבכל עת ערב ובוקר וצהריים. ברוך אתה אדוני, הטוב שמך ולך נאה להודות. ברוך אתה אדוני, עושה השלום. We're now taking a moment for silent prayer. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל בני אדם. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל בני אדם. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. We now turn to page 481 for the Torah service.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
We are reading for Parashat Vayigash today. And David Hoffman is coming up to do the Aliyah. And while David's getting ready, I'm just going to say a few words about where we are at in our Torah reading. So what's been happening so far is that 22 years after Joseph, aged 17, was stripped of his coat and thrown in a pit by his brothers, and then taken to Egypt by Midianites, he is finally reunited with his brothers, who are amazed that Joseph is now not only still alive, but he's also Pharaoh's right hand, with all the wealth and power that comes with that. As they reconcile, Joseph's first thought is for his father. Is he still alive? His brothers reassure him that not only he's still alive, but he has never forgotten his beloved son Joseph. When Joseph tells this to Pharaoh, Pharaoh is very happy for Joseph's good fortune in being reunited with his family. And he doesn't really want to let Joseph go out of Egypt because he's worried that Egypt would not survive the 5 remaining years of famine without Joseph being present. But he says to Joseph, send for your father and his family and bring them to Egypt. So the brothers travel back to their father to report back that Joseph is alive. And this is the point where we're at in today's reading. יעמוד יעמוד, דוד חיים בן אברהם, לקרוא התורה.
ברכו את אדוני המבורך, ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר בחר בנו מכל העמים, העמים ונתן לנו את תורתו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה. אמן.
ויעלו מצרים, ויבואו ארץ כנען, אל יעקב אביהם, ויגידו לו לאמור, עוד יוסף חי, וכי הוא מושל בכל ארץ מצרים. ויפוג ליבו, כי לא האמין להם, וידברו אליו את כל דברי יוסף אשר דיבר עליהם. וירא את הגלות אשר שלח יוסף לשאת אותו. ותחי רוח יעקב אביהם, ויאמר ישראל רב, עוד יוסף בני חי, אל חברנו בטרם אמות. יעשה ישראל ורולה שלו, ויבוא באר השבה, ויזבח זבחים לאלוהי אביו יצחק. ויאמר אלוהים לישראל במראות הלילה, ויאמר יעקב יעקב, אל תירא מרדה מצרימה, כי לגו גדול השמחה שם. אנוכי ארד עמך מצרימה, ואנוכי אעלך גמלו. ויוסף ישיט ידו על עיניך, ויקום יעקב מבאר שבע, ויסעו בני ישראל את יעקב אביהם, ואת אפם ואת נשיהם בגלות, אשר שלח פרעה לשאת אותו. ויקחו את מקניהם ואת רכושם אשר רכשו בארץ כנען, ויבואו מצרימה, יעקב וחזרו איתו, בניו ובני בניו איתו, בנותיו ובנות בניו וחזרו, הביא איתו מצרימה. So they went up out of Egypt and came to their father Jacob in the land of Canaan. They told him, Joseph is still alive. In fact, he is ruler of all Egypt. Jacob was stunned. He did not believe them. But when they told him everything Joseph had said to them, and when he saw the carts Joseph had sent to carry him back, the spirit of their father Jacob revived. And Israel said, I am convinced my son Joseph is still alive. I will go and see him before I die. So Israel set out with all that was his. And when he reached Beersheba, he offered sacrifices to the God of his father Isaac. And God spoke to Israel in a vision at night and said, Jacob, Jacob. Here I am, he replied. I am God, the God of your father, he said. Do not be afraid to go down to Egypt, for I will make you into a great nation there. I will go down to Egypt with you, and I will surely bring you back again, and Joseph's own hand will close your eyes. Then Jacob left Beersheba, and Israel's sons took their father Jacob and their children and their wives in the carts that Pharaoh had sent to transport him. So Jacob and all his offspring went to Egypt, taking with them their livestock and the possessions they had acquired in Canaan. Jacob brought with him to Egypt his sons and grandsons and his daughters and granddaughters, all his offspring.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu torat emet, v'chayei olam natan b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu likro b'chitvei hakodesh. Give praise to the Eternal, proclaim his name, make known among the nations what he has done. Sing to him, sing praise to him, tell of all his wonderful acts, glory in his holy name. Let the hearts of those who seek the Eternal rejoice. Look to the Eternal and his strength, seek his face always. Remember the wonders he has done, his miracles, and the judgments he pronounced. You, his servants, the descendants of Abraham, his chosen ones, the children of Jacob, he is the Eternal our God. His judgments are in all the earth. He remembers his covenant forever, the promise he made for 1,000 generations, the covenant he made with Abraham, the oath he swore to Isaac. He confirmed it to Jacob as a decree to Israel, as an everlasting covenant. To you I will give the land of Canaan as the portion you will inherit. When they were but few in number, few indeed, and strangers in it, they wandered from nation to nation, from one kingdom to another. He allowed no one to oppress them. For their sake he rebuked kings. Do not touch my anointed ones. Do my prophets no harm. He called down famine on the land and destroyed all their supplies of food. And he sent a man before them, Joseph, he sold as a slave. They bruised his feet with shackles. His neck was put in irons, till what he foretold came to pass, till the word of the Eternal proved him true. The king sent and released him. The ruler of peoples set him free. He made him master of his household, ruler over all he possessed, to instruct his princes as he pleased and teach his elders wisdom. Then Israel entered Egypt. Jacob resided as a foreigner in the land of Ham. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, tzur kol haolamim, tzadik b'chol hadorot, ha'el ha'ne'eman, ha'omer v'oseh, ha'mdaber u'mkayem, shekol devarav emet v'tzedek. Al ha'torah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al chol kitvei ha'kodesh ve'al yom ha'shabbat hazeh, shenatata lanu Adonai Eloheinu, likdosha ve'limnecha, lechavod u'letifaret. Al hakol Adonai Eloheinu, anachnu modim lach u'mevarchim otach, yitbarach shimcha b'fi kol chai, tamid le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh ha'shabbat.
Amen.
So I don't have a polished sermon or anything today, but I have kind of an idea that I wanted to share this morning about the portion, which is when I was reading the portion for the first time and when my mum was telling me about it, I was wondering what it would be like for Joseph, who's not seen his father in many, many years, who had no idea whether he was alive or not. Probably he assumed not alive. And he finally finds out that his father is still alive and that his brothers have gone to get him. And this long wait, I wondered what Joseph felt like during this long in-between period where he knew his brothers were going to get his father, but it would take many days or weeks for them to return. And that kind of waiting reminds me a bit of the situation that we're in, because we've been apart, all of us as a community, from our friends and our family, our loved ones, and one another. And we're in this kind of waiting period when hopefully one day, not long in the future, with a bit of help from scientists and leaders and maybe God, that we will be able to reunite. And I think like that waiting that Joseph had to do, that patience, that for me there's a lesson in that for all of us at the moment. So
Thank you, Dora. Louise Meltzer is now going to read the community prayer.
Eternal God, we ask your blessing on our Queen Elizabeth and all the royal family, as well as those who govern our country. Guide them and all who govern our country with a spirit of wisdom and compassion, so that they care for the citizen and the stranger, and bring benefit to all the inhabitants of our country and the world. Bless all our brothers and sisters of the House of Israel. Bless our congregation and all its members. Be with those who seek your presence and all who are in need of healing, spiritual or physical. Let them know that you are near to comfort and sustain them. May peace exist in the state of Israel soon and in our time. May you, eternal God, grant blessing to her, established as an age-old dream and home to the oppressed. May its leaders and citizens be inspired with a faithfulness to the aims of its founders, and may the country be imbued with the prophetic ideals of liberty and justice always. May this Shabbat renew our energy to build and sustain a better world, and to deepen our gratitude of so much that surrounds us. And let us say, Amen.
Are we on page 486 with Hodu? Behold, a good doctrine has been given you. Do not forsake it. It is a tree of life to those who hold it fast, and all who cling to it find happiness. Its ways are ways of pleasantness, and all its paths are peace.
And now I'm reading from page 590 in English. Feel free to read the responsive parts where you are. Let God be praised forever. Amen and amen. Praised be the Eternal One, the God of Israel, who alone does marvelous things. Let God's name be praised forever, and let the whole world be filled with God's glory. Amen and amen. The eternal God shall rule over all the earth. On that day, the eternal God shall be one and known to be one. May our love, O God, rest upon us. May your love, O God, rest upon us as we rest our hope in you. All the nations that you have made shall come and bow down before you and honor your name. Let God be praised by day. Let God be praised by night. Let God be praised when we lie down. Let God be praised when we rise up. Our God in heaven, let your unity be acknowledged and your sovereignty established forever. Reign over us now and always. The eternal God reigns, has reigned, and will reign forever. Okay. I'm about to read the meditation before the Kaddish I'm reading meditation 5, which is on page 523. And today we're thinking particularly of Annie Sarah Harris, mother of Ruth Hoffman, Harold Hellner, brother of Frank Hellner, Karen Yig Labworth, sister of Roger Lyons, Vicky Lloyd, mother of Annabelle Balancurti, Henry Meyer, husband of Vera and father of Paul Silvermeyer, and Ruth Rappaport, mother of Anne Andrews, who are marking their yard sites today, or this week. Life is finite. Like a candle, it burns, it glows, it is radiant with warmth and beauty. Then it fades, its substance is consumed, and it is no more. Yet we do not despair, for we know that we are more than a flickering flame. With our lives we give life. Something of us can never die. We move in the eternal cycle of darkness and light, of death and life. As in our hearts we name our loved ones, We pray that the divine presence will comfort us and all who mourn. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, b'alma divrach yirteh v'yamlich malchuteh, b'chai echon u'yom echon, u'b'chayei v'chol Beit Yisrael, b'gala u'bizman karev v'imru amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mavrach la'olam u'lemei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'al v'yishomam v'yitnaseh. V'yitada v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei d'kudsha b'rechu. Leila min kol bechata v'sherata, tushbachata v'nechemata, damiran b'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu v'ad kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mamav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu v'ad kol Yisrael, v'kol bnei adam, v'imru amen.
I don't think there's anyone here for notices, just that all learning is on hold for the week. And next week, we will be marking Rabbi Rebecca's 10th anniversary with the congregation. But nobody should tell her because it's a secret. So don't tell her. Nobody say anything.
She's not
watching, but nobody says anything. I don't know. Benediction.
I'm going to turn to page 530 for the final concluding benediction. Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, barchenu bavracha hamashuleshet haktuva b'Torah. Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chunecha, Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you.
Are we going to
make
Kiddush?
Kiddush?
Yes. Are you here? You lead.
Yeah, where's the blessing? I can do it, but with the blessing. The
Vashamu.
Shamu first, okay. Franklin, are you going to come up and sing with us? Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Page
Page 99.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, hang on, I'm just finding it. Okay.
One.
Franklin, will you start?
Yeah, sure.
Shalom, B'nai Yisrael, et ha-Shabbat, La'asot et ha-Shabbat, L'zotam berit olam, Beini u'bein B'nai Yisrael, oti le'olam, Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et ha-shamayim Where's the blessing now? I don't have it. Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Amen.
לחיים.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone, and goodbye to everybody who's been watching on YouTube, on Twitter, on Facebook. It's been wonderful having you here with us this morning. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the day and enjoy a bit of a holiday the next couple of days.
Thank you, Josie. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Thank you, Alex, Dora.